Hi guys, tonight we're making a very simple recipe. I'm going to make a chicken stock. This is good for any time, especially since we're fasting this time. Try and get this chicken quartered up here. Got me free range chicken from a local farmer. Yeah, it was harder than I thought. Hadn't quartered one up for a while. Probably should have did this earlier, but not gonna be pretty, but it's gonna get done. I'm gonna take the skin off these because I don't want the skin in my stock pot. Already got me some of my spring water boiling. I'm going to go bones and all in this, okay? Couple of those. I'll save the wings for my wife. She loves those. We'll make a chicken wing out of that for her. Oop. Get that thing to break. Follow that around. There's a nice chicken wing we can use. She likes her wings. I think it's a Filipino thing. Get that thing to break. A little joint there just break loose. Nice, two nice chicken wings. Oh, I really wish I'd straightened out my shirt first. All right, I'm not going to use all this skin. I'm just going to take it off. Expose that breast meat. Beautiful. Something we can use for later. Now for stock, you can use about any cut of meat. So you want to save your breast meat and stuff for something else you're going to be eating on. And we're just going to work right down that bone. Maybe. Careful with your knife. This thing can get pretty slippery there. Oh, there we go. Nice, beautiful piece of breast meat. We can use that for later. Turn this around. Work on the other side of the bone here. Just work right down that bone. Okay. You can kind of pull it out a little if you want as you go along. Not pretty, but it's done. Okay, so now we expose that second breast. We've got two beautiful breast pieces we can use for later on. And this is our gold for our soup or our chicken stock. I'm going to show you what else we're going to put in this here a little bit later on. Just want to get all this skin off here. Don't need the skin. I should have done this earlier. The skin should just come right off there, actually. Here we skin a chicken. Alright, see if we can get most of that skin off there. I don't want that in my soup. I don't eat the skin anywho. Okay. We've still got a lot of nice meat on there. that fat and skin out of there. Okay, what else I got? Really want that tail on there either. Cut that bad boy out and get it out of the way. Don't need that. Now, got all this extra delicious meat. Got the thigh meat. Again, cut right down along that bone. This is free-range chicken, antibiotic free, so I'm tossing the whole bad boy in there. I got my water boiling already. And I don't need very much because this is just going to be for me tonight. Okay, let's go ahead and clean that up a little bit more. That fat. Of course, that'll come to the top and you could skim that off later on, but try and get most of that off there. That's good enough. Get that piece. Yeah, just clean it up a little bit. Put that in there, bones and all. Okay, she likes her wings and things. Still a lot of meat on here, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save some of this for later on because this can be another soup stock. This whole breastbone piece is wonderful for soup stock. So I'm going to set that out of the way. Not very pretty. And guess what, folks? I want some more meat. So we just cut up some 1 by 1 or 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch chunks of this to put in there. We're looking for the bone broth mainly. It's going to render out to a nice gelatinous broth. Go ahead and put that in. Okay, we're going to let that boil for quite a long time, at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Let me rinse this knife off. And I'll set that chicken out of the way. Working in kind of a small area here. Normally I don't have all this in one area. I don't like to work with chicken like that, but wash my hands. All right. And what do I have here? These are the ingredients I'm going to be using today. I've got some nice beautiful mushroom here, and we're just going to kind of quarter those up. I don't want to dice them up. I want to kind of leave them together in larger quarters, you know, kind of like that there. Okay. We've got some garlic. We've got bay leaf. I got an onion. We got some fresh thyme. You can use the whole stem of the thyme. It's really nice. I've got my brain's not working. You can tell I've been fasting. Celery, and you want to use the tops of the celery because they're nice and sweet, and even the inside heart of the celery is really good. So make sure you rinse that out good. And I've got a nice leek here that we can use now. If I'm making an oxtail or beef broth, I can use the whole leek actually, but I'm not going to be able to utilize this end here, but I can cut it up and freeze it for later on and use it for my oxtail. But I'm going to use a large portion of this. The rest of it I'll freeze, like I said, for the oxtail. Okay, so again, we're just cutting those into kind of quarters like that. We don't want to slice and dice them up too much, you know. This is going to make a very delicious and nutritious chicken stock that you can use. See, you can do this at home on your own. And chicken, you know, you can source that from a local farmer like I do, or you get pretty cheap, reasonable, free-range chicken just about anywhere. So we've got those cut up. Push that out of the way here. I'm going to work on this leek a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. We just want it kind of uniform, just a rough chop. Keeping in mind how much we're going to be using here. I got a medium-sized stock pot. And this leek is going to add some very delicious flavor. I'd say that's about enough. The rest of this I can chop up later on. Save it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and... Ew, I got that pretty full. That's going to boil and reduce down. Go ahead and cut your onion. Just cut that in half. I don't know if I'm going to use the whole onion. Let's take a look at that. Again, you don't have to chop it like I do. Just can be kind of a rough cut. But I like mine to be fairly uniform and even so everything cooks evenly. That'll do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Next thing we got here is our celery. Like I said, I'm in kind of a hurry tonight. Should have prepped this earlier. Especially coming on the end of a 3-day fast. You're kind of jittery and not the best with your knife skills. Okay, we're going to use that whole thing. We want the tops and all because that's the sweetness right there. It's going to add to that delicious soup stock. Okay. So, wow, that looks like a big mess now. I'm going to use fresh thyme also today. Use the whole thing. I mean, I can fish this sprig out. Even this here I can use. I can fish that out later on. Okay. So we got that cut up. I got a bay leaf we'll put in there. You make sure you get that out later on. Bay leaf is not good in the digestive system. You cannot digest that. So careful with your knife, guys. I don't run my hand down the blade side. I'm kind of seasoned at this. I had some leftover carrots, so whatever you got in there, I've got baby carrots. And that'll work for me. I like to use a whole carrot, rinse it off, skin and all, and use the whole thing. Gives it more flavor. Okay. Quite a few carrots here. I'm not really measuring anything here. I just kind of eyeball it. Like Mom used to do, you know. Best cooks just kind of eyeball everything. You want fairly equal amounts of celery and carrots and whatnot. Okay, our chicken's boiling up pretty good over there. You can see the scum starting to raise to the top, so we can skim that off here in a minute. A few more carrots. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of a rough cut. I like my carrots. I'm going to actually add some spinach to this too after it's done, just on top of it. but I won't do that till later because right now I'm looking just for the chicken stock. You know, you don't have to buy that stuff in a container. Make it healthy, less sodium. Do it yourself. Take some work, but guess what? Oop, there went one on the floor. Feed that to the rabbits later. Okay, that's good for me. Got some time. They're going to do some black pepper. I use the restaurant grind. And I've got some Celtic salt here, sea salt we'll use. We don't need a whole lot of that. Let's see. Got some garlic we're going to add in there. Again, you don't have to dice all this up. Just kind of rough cut it up. As long as it's fairly uniform. I need a larger stock pot for all this. Underestimated it. That's what happens when your eyes are bigger than your belly. I love garlic. Our family eats a lot of garlic, so the more the merrier for me. Cut that root end off. Okay, a few more. We got about 10 minutes in on that chicken. Just want to boil that up good. If you have baked chicken or something like that, you can take it out and use that. Rotisserie chicken, you can use that. Just make sure your internal temp's at least 165 on your chicken. You don't want to get any salmonella. As long as you boil that real good, you know, I like to do it about an hour. You should be okay. That's enough garlic. Last one here. Okay, let me go get a skimmer here. We're going to skim the top of this off. Hey, there it goes. I don't know where my other skimmer is. Let me turn that down. All right. This kind of out of the way. I want to skim out the chicken. Lost a piece of chicken. Alright. Try and skim out some of those impurities off the top. That works. She's a beauty. Okay guys, that's it for now. You can see our ingredients, what we've got so far. We're just going to let this boil for a while, and then we'll add this in a little later. We're going to add our salt and pepper, and if you can find yourself some chicken bouillon that is non-GMO, I've got some here somewhere in the cabinet. I'm going to pull out. You put some of that in there for a little extra flavoring, but this is really all you need. You don't have to have it, but you know, we've been doing it for years, so extra flavor is really good. You can see that's already starting to cook up pretty good. Let this go for about an hour, and I'll be back. Okay guys, we're about halfway through. I'm going to be smart and put these chicken pieces into a larger stock pot. This is really overkill. I don't have, got this big soup stock pot, so don't have an in-between, a go-between for this. Get all those niblets. Okay. My goodness. It's already starting to smell wonderful. Alright guys, it's plain and simple. There's nothing much to it after this. So we get to this point. You're going to take your celery, your carrots, your not potatoes, mushrooms, your garlic, and we're just going to add that all right into the stock pot here. You guys can see this with me. Guys, I'm just going to dump it all in there. Whole thing. Oop. And we're going to just add our thyme, add our bay leaf. Let's see what else we're going to need. Add a little bit of pepper in there, maybe about a teaspoon. And then we're going to add some of this Celtic sea salt in there too. Don't want to add too much. We'll just add a little bit for now. Maybe about a teaspoon. And we can taste it later on. My goodness. Oh, I wish you guys were here to smell this. It smells so good already. That's it, folks. Let that go for maybe another half an hour or so. And you are going to have a beautiful... I feel like I'm missing something. Nope. You're going to have a beautiful chicken stock. And then you'll have some chicken broth that you can have. You can see in there. Chicken broth that you can have for after your fast here. But as you can see, I'm getting pretty tired, so I am going to let this cook for about the next half an hour, and that's all there is to it, folks. There you go. Delicious chicken broth. Bone broth, and that's very healthy for you, and then you can eat the soup later on. So okay guys, thanks for joining me. We'll see you later. Have a good evening.